Hello there fellow Star Wars nerds, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the Noghri, a lesser known species in the Star Wars universe. They are very underrated in my opinion. So just so you know, like almost all of my videos, the information in this video will not be coming from Disney's canon timeline. It will be coming from the Legends timeline. With that being said, let's get into the video. So who are the Noghri? The Noghri first appeared in 1991 in Heir to the Empire, written by Timothy Zahn. He's one of my all-time favorite Star Wars writers. The Noghri are a short, relatively muscular species. They are gray and sometimes blue. Despite their primitive society and weapon systems, the Noghri are some of the best warriors in the galaxy. They were extremely stealthy. Even when they weren't trying to sneak up on someone, they were still nearly impossible to hear. They also had an amazing sense of smell, which made them excellent trackers. They had natural claws on their feet and hands, which they could also use to fight. On top of that, they were extremely quick. They were able to fight opponents before they could react. Luke Skywalker once saw them in action and only saw a blur of motion. The Noghri lived on Hongar, a planet in the Outer Rim territories. The planet's surface was decimated during the Clone Wars by nearby ships during a space battle. The Noghri thought it was the gods who were fighting and begged them to stop. During the fight, a separatist ship with toxin crashed on the planet. The toxin destroyed all of the planet's plant life. Years after the destruction on the planet, Vader and the Empire landed on the planet. The Noghri thought that Vader was a god. Vader and the Empire offered support to help their planetary environment. The Noghri were extremely grateful. As a way to show their gratitude to Vader, they sent their most skilled warriors to work for the Empire. The best warrior, Rook, became Thrawn's personal bodyguard. Eventually, after the death of Darth Vader, they would meet Leia and treat her with reverence and respect because she was Vader's daughter. They called her Lady Vader, or in their language, Mal Ari Ush. Leia eventually discovered that the Empire had been growing plants on the planet that made their soil unfit to grow other plant life. She helped them break free from the Empire and they became her bodyguards. Okay, so now that we've talked a little bit about the Noghri and their history, let's go over a couple of fun facts about them. Fact number 1, the Noghri were responsible for Thrawn's death. Remember earlier when I mentioned the best Noghri warrior, Rook? Like I said earlier, Rook was Thrawn's personal assistant. After he learned what the Empire had done to him and his people, he decided to get his revenge on him. While Thrawn was commanding his fleet during a space battle with the Rebel Alliance, Rook snuck up behind him and stabbed him in the back for the treachery against the Noghri people, he said. Thrawn died and the Empire lost the battle. If Thrawn had stayed around, who knows what might have happened to the Alliance. Thrawn was a dangerous man and might have taken back the galaxy and created a stronger and more powerful empire than before. Thanks to Rook, the Empire would begin a downward spiral as they lost more and more planets and resources. Unfortunately, Rook died. However, his sacrifice was remembered by the Noghri and he was honored in his death. Fact number 2. The Noghri were almost Sith. When Timothy Zahn wrote Heir to the Empire back in 1991, he almost had the Noghri be Sith, hence Vader's title, Lord of the Sith. However, Lucasfilm decided against this idea in case George Lucas ever wanted to do something with the Sith, which as we know, he did. Remember the good old days when Lucasfilm cared about honoring George Lucas? So that's who the Noghri are. What did you think? I thought they were pretty cool. If there's anything that I missed about the Noghri, let me know down in the comments.